Hello lovers, welcome to the portal. Today we're going to practice a restorative pose that will work on the muscles around breathing. So this one gives the diaphragm some opening, the intercostals, and it's very nice. A supported backbend or Mountain Brook Pose. So you'll need to be on the earth, a supported surface. It doesn't work as well on a bed, but you could try it, or a couch. You don't want to practice this pose if you're more than 3 months pregnant. You probably already know that. And if you have any disc issues, being mindful of that. Otherwise, it can be quite nice to lift the chest a bit. I have one teacher that shared with me that every morning in bed she places a pillow under her heart and stays in bed and does her gratitude practice from that spot. And that's something I do a lot as well. It feels nice, and it's lifting your heart up toward the sky, towards the heavens a bit. And it's opening the chest, the throat, the belly, those areas that we normally hold as a little bit more vulnerable in the world, and we tend to draw the posture the other way. So this is a nice pose to aid in breathing. Gonna take a blanket and I'm gonna fold it edge to edge, fringe to fringe, and then non-fringe to non-fringe 2 times. So I've got this stack. I'm gonna go ahead and do that again so I can have that times 2. I'm gonna take another blanket, fold it until you have a nice pillow for yourself, pretty flat, and then you're going to lay this on top of that and give it some roll. Now let me explain all of this. So you see how I've done that? Just rolled. So you need a blanket or a towel, and then you're going to roll some of it, because basically this is going to be your pillow, and that part's going to go right back here. So this should be right on the upper rib cage around the shoulder blades. So this could even be low for me. I may want to go a little bit higher, but I'm just going to start pretty mellow. And then I'm going to put the rolled up portion of my blanket underneath my head. So I'm going to lift it a little more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach back underneath my head and take the ends of the blanket and curl them under, so that I've got like a little, you see what this looks like is I put my head here, this is in the neck, and then I take the ends and roll them under. So you see I've created this little pillow, the restorative yoga pillow. So that's there for me. I'm gonna get into it mindfully. And then you may want like a little blankie underneath your knees. You also might want something on your eyes. So I'm going to put my arms in between these 2 blankets and let them be out to the side with the palms up. And then you can just stay here for 5 minutes with your chest elevated slightly. Just opens that diaphragm area. And if you haven't ever done this before, this is a really great place to start. When I get out of it, just FYI, I'm gonna make sure I'm preserving my neck. So you can always do more, right? So I could always give myself a little more height after, if I want to try to go a little higher, if that feels good. Feels pretty good. So I'm gonna stay here. It should feel good though. If anything's pulling, it might just be too much for you, and you could just take it down a notch. Make sure everything feels nice. Your head should feel great. The chin slightly below the forehead. It's a little bit awkward to have your chest elevated at first, but it should feel pretty good. You're opening right in the diaphragm area. And your heels should be touching the earth. They shouldn't be floating. And we stay here for 5 minutes. And while you're here, focus on softening the body, the face, the muscles, and deeply breathe into this extension of the chest. And imagine yourself breathing very freely and deeply and healthy. Pure, beautiful, clean air coming in. Breathe out any impurities, letting them go. And if your mind is racing, I invite you to just bring your focus and attention gently back to your breath. This is just a 5-minute quickie and such a nice moment for the heart and the lungs and the mind. And make sure that your chin is just below your forehead. That allows your frontal lobe of your brain to shut down. So that's a good note for parents to realize for the children. When you're tucking them in, make sure they're a little chin slightly below the forehead. And just focusing on your breath, nice and soft. If you're having a hard time softening somewhere, maybe just investigate that with curiosity. Focus on it. My shoulders sort of being squirmy, so I'm just loving it and telling it I love it and I'm here if it needs anything. Notice your face. I tend to hold tension in my mouth and my eyes. Let everything fall back towards the earth in these last moments. Even your lips, the creases of your smile fall back. The eyes fall back. The optic nerve. The root of the tongue. Soften the muscles in the back of the body. Nice big breath in and out. inviting you to come out of this by lifting the knees, placing your body on the side, rotating over, pressing into the earth. And you may want to stay here. This might feel nice. Just make sure you lift your head up so it's level with the rest of your spine. And try to be on your shoulder blade and not your bicep. Here, this is a nice way to sleep on your side. I like something in between my knees too. This is a little big, but something so that my skeleton is right and not like that, because that's putting a little bit of pressure on the hip and the knee. I like this position. It's like a little self-hug, like, love you so much. And then press into the earth, let your head relax and roll up. Okay, so if your back's feeling really stiff in that pose, you can always come out of it one knee at a time. Thank you all for sharing in this restorative Sunday Shavasana moment. And I will see you next time. If you would like to take a longer Shavasana, you can scroll down and find one of many available here. See you next time. Have a beautiful day out there.